Okay, ghosts are real. Posted by Destroyer of Kittens. I am right now sitting in my front porch smoking a cigarette. I cannot bring myself to go back inside my house. There's someone in there. Just over 2 months ago, I moved into a new house after losing nearly everything to COVID. I won't go into details or draw this out. Typing this out is making my eyes well and every hair on my body stand straight up. But god damn it, I saw a human-shaped shadow in my walk-in closet. Am I going crazy? Maybe, but I know that I'm not at the same time. Okay, this is what happened. I'm laying in my bed browsing Reddit, and from the corner of my eye, I catch a movement coming from my closet. Within literal milliseconds, I turn and see someone standing inside of it, looking right at me. You guys, I flipped the fuck out, sprung up, ran out of my room, slammed the door, and grabbed a kitchen knife. I yelled and screamed about calling police, that I had a knife, and basically acted like a scared monkey. No response. After about a minute of yelling and realizing I had left my phone in my bedroom to call 911, I slowly peeked in. There was simply nothing there, you guys. Nothing. No one could have gone anywhere. I'm fucking pissed and terrified about this. I saw this person. I saw their shape, their movement, their arms. There was a humanoid figure in my closet, and that is all I know. I don't know what to do from here. Update 1. Nothing at all. Back in the house. Update 2. I took some advice from some of you, and feeling very, very silly, I spoke loudly and assertively to my empty closet and told the entity to leave. Update 3. Nothing has happened still. But I found out some really unfun news. Apparently, the previous owner of this house committed suicide. I wasn't able to get any more information than that. That does not make me feel any better. I don't know if they were in the house when they did it, or if they were male or female, or if it is related at all. I will update this post if anything ever happens again. My paranormal experience in the basement. Your thoughts? Posted by Sinners. Every night I go downstairs to relax on the couch. I either read a book, on my phone or laptop. It was 11 p.m. on January the 11th. I started to feel as if someone was watching me. I then felt this sudden cold breeze brush through me. I tell myself, okay, calm down, it's nothing. I then stare right in front of me, staring right at the TV, and all of a sudden, boom, it opens. I see Samsung and the TV go to static. I thought to myself, don't freak out, you're sitting on the remote. Checking under me, I could not find it. It was then when I looked across the room and the remote was sitting on the table. I'm downstairs every night for years. The TV never opened up by itself. Following day, I tell my sister what had happened and she replied, you know what was yesterday? It was Grandma's death anniversary, January 11th, 2001. The power didn't flicker. I was alone. To this day, I try to figure out what happened. Any thoughts? Ghost warns me. Posted by Wonder Shielded Eyes. So my dad is quite an abusive guy. We've had our fair share of drama in our house, and ever since we've lived in the new house, we've all experienced the same thing happening. Whenever my dad is about to come home, we hear footsteps on the stairs outside the door. When we were younger, we would always get up to open the door when we heard it because it sounds just like his. It happens every day. Whenever my dad is about to pull into the driveway, we hear the steps coming up to the door. It's quite the experience hearing it, and I firmly believe there's a ghost protecting us and warning us when he comes home. I have some more experiences, but this one makes me think a lot. I decided to post this because it just happened again. Edit. I just want to thank everyone who commented supportive things here. I really appreciate every single comment you guys have left me, and honestly, I've never had this type of support before. You guys are all so amazing. I'm going to try my best to respond to all of them. Church bells, but no church around. Also, It is 4 a.m. Posted by Nerdy Gamer Princess. Backstory. I live in a neighborhood with no churches around, and the closest church to me is like a 15-minute drive time. I woke up at 4 a.m., as one sometimes does. I wasn't even disoriented. It was one of those times you wake up and you're wide awake. Suddenly, I started hearing bells chime, but not like the mark the hour chimes that some churches do, but just this soft musical chiming. It was soft at first and then grew louder and louder and then suddenly stopped. I'm too much of a nope, 2020, this is not the year. Ghost bells, I don't wanna fuck with you. But I'm curious if anyone could know what could have happened. It seemed like it went on forever. But in reality, I was texting my friend, and it only went on for a few minutes, and has been quiet since. Edit. I figured I would answer a few frequently asked questions that I keep seeing here. Are there any hills, churches, universities, or graveyards? No. I live in a flat area, very quiet, lots of elderly people around. There's a small graveyard close by in the neighborhood, but it is pretty old and it isn't used much, plus no bells. 2. Or it could be a speaker. It was 4 a.m. and no one was outside. The level of loudness seemed like it was right outside the window. 3. Exploding head syndrome? The issue with that is that I was wide awake and heard it on and off a few times while awake. 4. Death in house or in area? Yes, 4 people have died in my house, but this is the first time there were any bell sounds. My cat versus a demon. Posted by Elf on Mushrooms. To be honest, I haven't thought about this in a while. A recent post in this sub about an interaction between a ghost and a dog brought me right back to that day. I don't know how much to tell to make this make sense, so I'm sorry if something sounds confusing. I always had an open eye for things other people couldn't tell was there. The house I grew up in was no joke. At some point, it even held a funeral home and was very active. There were creatures that belonged to the house. Some, I would say, hang around my family for a long time and were there because we were there, not for the house itself. Anyhow, there was a lot of stuff for a kid who was wide open to these things. I had usual encounters. There were, for example, a little girl, at least 10 years old, that would appear at times. She never spoke to me, and always looked more terrified of me than I of her. And I, for sure, was terrified. I'm pretty sure she belonged to the house, and is pretty much lost. There are things in the house which I refuse to call people. I'm not sure what they are. They have a very dense presence. They chill the room and send that cold lightning up your spine when you feel them leering at you. I could never sleep with my curtains open, as I would wake up feeling them glaring through the window. I had a cat who just passed away, actually. He was the strongest, biggest, most muscular, sweetest cat I've ever met. Freddy. He had a Siamese fur pattern and beautiful blue cross-eyed eyes. And he slept with me in bed all night long, spooning with his head on my arm extended for him, with his back against my stomach. If I went to the bathroom at night, he'd get up with me, follow me and stand like a sentinel at my feet, and return to bed and to position for a good night's sleep. There were many times he saved me from thinking I was crazy. As for whatever I heard, so did he. We would look to the same spots at the same time. And too many apparitions, he would not give a damn in the world. But one night, I woke up to Freddy hissing and growling lightly. Pretty much completely in the dark, I'm confused and try to comfort him. Looking at the foot of my bed, not batting an eye, he growls louder. And the worst sound I've ever heard happens. The darkness at the foot of my bed laughs back at Freddy. A nasty laugh, a powerful, low-pitched, awful laugh. My body freezes in place. I've talked to some things in the house, and that's a voice I never heard. I've no idea what I'm up against, what it wants, what it looks like, and I can't speak or get up. Freddy got the fuck out the blankets and assumed a fighting stance, with his fur all fluffed up close to my knees as I'm laying there, and starts to go at the darkness, hissing and punching the air with its claws. Freddy starts to walk backwards, getting closer to my face and keeps on fighting the nothingness. At that point, I feel something pushing down my mattress as if stepping on it or something. Freddy screamed bloody murder when that happened. With that scream, the dense, heavy creature pulled back and jumped above us, making its way out the window behind our heads. I only saw a shadowy mass. I could not describe any features. As it passed through the closed window, there was a thud and the closed curtains moved strongly as if air was blowing at them. Freddy immediately came to me looking for comfort. He was so distressed, really pissed off. Of course, none of us both could go back to sleep. After a while, my legs came back to me and I turned the lights on. We saw the sunrise that day. It was so fucked up. For the creature, I have no idea. I've dealt with some weird ones, but one that shows up for no good reason beats me. Freddy kept on being a warrior. He passed at 15 years old from stomach issues. It became too hurtful for him to eat, and he passed away in spite of all our efforts. I wish he didn't have to go through such pain. That encounter scared me for a while, and then it stopped scaring me and became a story about my demon don't fuck with me cat.